Good, everybody. We're ready to start actually building out some cards. So if we head back over to Barfoot and Thompson, the section that we want to make is this section here, the latest news and updates. Similar to what we just did, where we make something up once and we reuse it as much as we can, you'll see how this is in this really nice reusable card. We've got one here and another one here and another one here and another one here. And even later on down on the site, we've got the same layout, the same setup. We don't want to have to build that 4 times, 8 times, say it's used in a different part of the site more times. We want to build it once and reuse it as often as possible. So if we update it, if we change it, we only change it in one place. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out the overall structure of this site, of this section, and then we're going to build a card macro that we can reuse once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and just stamp and just change the content as we go. Something I want you to get used to using is the inspect tool. Whoa, not on that side, please. That's changed the width. How do I get you smaller on the side? Okay, off to Firefox we go. Back to the main site. Let's use inspect. And so in here, if we use this little tool here, we can start inspecting the overall structure of this. So you can see that we have this overall structure and then we've got some 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards here. You can start to see their spacing, their margin, their padding. You can start inspecting each individual image. You see we've got an image here, an H5 here. We then have a paragraph and a label. And so we're going to follow that structure for our card as well. Okay, let's start by doing the HTML, the structure, the skeleton of this section. The design of this website, I'm going to assume that someone writes an article and they stick it on a database, and then we pull from that database what those articles are, and that populates this page. So that information needs to be passed to us from Flask. Let's do that to start with. So let's go to app.py. Let's get our articles. So we've gotten our articles and we need to pass that to the template. Great. And as you can see, let's just take a quick little look. Articles is a list of dictionaries. Oh, get out of it. The dictionaries have the keys, link href, image src, image alt, which is the alt text, a title, a summary, and the link text. Cool. Let's head over to index.html. Let's head over to our latest news and update section, and let's build out the overall structure of that section. And what this is going to look like is, first I'm going to make a big div. And if you're clever, you can use a little bit of Emmet here. And if I go div.container and hit enter, whoa, it's going to make me a new div element with the class container. Cool. I'm going to put a little h2 in here. That's going to be latest news and updates. I'm then going to add another container to house all of those cards, those 4 cards going along. Great. Now, I'm not going to write the HTML of each of those cards here, I'm going to pull in a macro, pull in a different template that I've made somewhere else. And in fact, I'm going to pull in a component. I'm going to pull in this card component. It doesn't exist yet, but here I want to do that 4 times. I'm not going to pull that individually 4 times. I'm just going to loop. And so I'm going to say for article in articles, I'm going to loop over that list. For every article in that list, I'm going to make a new card, and I'm going to pass that card an article. The article that we're looping over. Get the tabbing right to make it a bit easier to read, and then we're going to end our for loop here. Excellent. Okay. One last thing we need to do is that this here, the Flask or this template doesn't know about that macro yet. So I just need to tell it up here. So before our block content, thank you, I'm going to import that card. Whoa. Fix up the little import statement. Don't forget your percentage signs in the template. There we go. That looks better. That's okay. That's it there. Fantastic. That is our index.html complete. All we need to do now is write the HTML for that card, and hopefully those should render up. Let's take a little look at what we've got so far at this one. No, not the market update. Undefined error. The template components card does not export the requested name card. Okay, we'll fix that, but we'll actually write it next time. Where are we? Let's head over to card.html. Let's not actually create the macro, but at least let Flask know that there should be a macro here called card. Right. Macro. And card takes an article. That's it. And whatever we put in here will be repeated once for every article that we put up. Cool. Let's save that. Try refreshing our page. Great. We have our latest news and updates heading. And we actually do have 4 cards here, but they're not. There's no HTML to show. Next time, we're going to build out that card, and then we're going to write our CSS by copying that off the Barfoot and Thompson website. Cool.